2020 meeting in session. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden.
Present.
Edward Gilson.
Here.
David Holz.
Here.
Wardsley Hills absent excused. John Martino.
Here.
Bradley Trudell.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Marilyn Chesbro.
Here.
Linda Lockwood.
Here.
Richard Klein is absent excused. Patrick Twist.
Here.
Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Nathan Owens.
Here.
Thomas Drum.
Here.
Lori Mangano.
Here.
Robert Wilmot.
Here.
Marie Schott.
Here.
Tim Stahl.
Here.
Terry Wilbur.
Here.
James Grossi.
Here.
Morris Cervello.
Here.
Mark Greco.
Here.
Ralph Stacey Jr.
Here. Thank you. Lead us in the invitation, clerk.
Please stand for the invitation. As we come together this day, let us be thankful for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. Help us to be ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community. Keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Grant us clarity of purpose and protect us from all distractions. Amen. I will ask Marine Corps veteran Legislator Trudell to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the regular meeting on June 11th. Is there any corrections? Thank you. Stand approved. Introduction to visitors. There are none. Public speakers on resolutions of the day. I don't see anything. All right. Thank you. Reports of county officials. Reports of standing committees. Reports of special committees. Thank you. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution GC1 by Legislator Holtz.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Clerk, please read the heading.
Resolution setting standard workdays and reporting for elected and appointed officials.
This will have to be amended. We've added 2 names as it's originally come up. This is to keep everybody in New York State for the retirement.
Yeah.
Second that motion.
Motion then seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Back to the original. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution GC2 by Legislator Holtz.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of deeds for property sold by the Oswego County Legislature, titles to which were acquired by the tax foreclosures for tax years 2020 and prior.
All these properties are not here because of legal issues to be taken care of. So that they can go back to the rightful owners as soon as all the taxes.
Is there also an amendment, sir?
Yes, there's an amendment to 2 things, 2 properties been added.
Second amendment. Multiple seconds. All those, any discussion on the amendment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Back to the original. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution GC3 by Legislator Holtz.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the transfer of tax foreclosed properties to the Oswego County Land Bank Corporation.
So these properties, the land bank is picked out, there's 5 of them. We have a list over here, we've had like 5%. Hope to bring it back on the tax bills, make us some money.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution GC4 by Legislator Holtz.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing the 2020 county equalization rates for towns and cities within Oswego County.
As we have a list of these, all the towns and cities here, and this is through the New York State Department of Taxation, the Finance Office of Real Property, which is in the county equalization.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution PS1 by Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution reinstating certain positions in the 2020 county budget.
If you can recall, when we first went down the pandemic street here, we had to cut a number of positions, these particular ones that are listed here, due to the lack of reimbursement from the state. Office of Court Administration, at this time, the State Office of Court Administration has come back and said we need these court attendants back. So I am urging your support to put these positions back with the caveat that they are 100% reimbursed from the Office of Court Administration.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution PS2 by Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution as well and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of a lease agreement regarding the Grandview Buck Road Tower site with Verizon.
So this resolution will authorize Verizon to place a satellite on our Buck Road 911 tower at the cost of $2,800 a month for a 5-year term to begin with. I wanted to commend our 911 director along with our legal department for putting a lot of effort into this and getting the maximum amount that we're allowed for this site.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution PS3 by Legislator Wilbur.
I offer this resolution, urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of a lease agreement regarding the Orwell 1 County Route 2 tower site with Verizon.
This is an identical resolution as the one before. The only thing that's different is the location. This particular location is at our County Route 2 911 cell tower with the same individuals, same price, and same terms.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You guys are trying to get it? Resolution HS1 by Legislator Trudeau.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, it's HS2.
What's that?
HS2.
Oh,
They just wanted to take it.
my bad. HS2.
For HS2, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract Workforce Development Board.
Mr. Chairman, there's a reasonable amount of information here in the package, but I'd only like to include that this is a federal program and it's 100% federally funded as well.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait. Yes.
Is this mandated?
My understanding is that yes, it is federally mandated.
Federally mandated? So it's not a duplication of services?
A duplication from what other agency does has, I'm unaware of it being a duplication of services. And as a federal regulation, that federal mandate would be regardless of someone else would have these.
Unemployment as a department for workforce, but I'm just curious if it was a duplication.
We believe it to be federally mandated.
I'm unaware of
Sir,
another.
it's federally mandated.
It's federally mandated, and I'm unaware that there's another agency that works within the county to perform the same services. And they said there's a tremendous amount of information. The second, I'll refrain from reading any of it verbatim, but if you look under the Workforce Development Board on your next page, it gives a pretty good overview of what.
I read it.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Opposed? Resolution HS3 by Legislator Trudeau.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract school-based mental health services.
Mr. Chairman, for the resolution, as you can see here, again, there's a tremendous amount of information in the package, but this is startup funding, the amount of $30,000. It is 100% paid for by the state OMH, which is the Office of Mental Health. And currently, this particular contract will be implemented at the Central Square schools, where currently there is not a clinical mental health available. So So again, this is startup money, $30,000, 100% provided by state law and page.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Legislator Shaw.
My question is, why aren't the schools going through this and obtaining mental health counselors through the state? Why does the county have to be involved in all?
I don't know that I could or would answer for the schools. This is another program that no cost to us.
Well, from my particular experience of being on the CSI, the Community Safety Initiative, being involved with public safety, I'd say that it's a good idea to collate these groups to get them working together better. And to answer your question correctly, why wouldn't the school directly do this? And the schools are involved with it, obviously. But also, if we can coordinate it at this level, and if it's a zero-sum cost, that this is a startup funding. Once the startup funding is applied and the program is implemented, then the schools do pay for what's going forward, billing hours for any of the students or whoever that become involved with any mental health issues.
Thank you. Legislator Grassley.
Due to employment, I need to abstain from this. I'm an employee of Arise, even though I am not connected with the mental health division.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution EP1 by Legislator Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring this resolution forward and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, community development, tourism, and planning department, revolving loan funds.
Throughout the years, we offer grant programs that are funded through the state. And a lot of them are something along the lines of first-time homebuyers programs or rehab programs. And they attach these grants for homeowners a requirement that they maintain ownership of the home that is being improved or purchased for at least usually 5 to 10 years. If at some point the owner of that property were to sell it or were to move, there's a portion of the grant that is owed back to the city or to the county. And this is that type of situation, $15,000 being returned. The state allows that money to be then moved to expenses as long as it's below a certain threshold. That's what we're doing here, receiving that money back and then utilizing it to be put towards another line of our budget.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution EP2 by Legislator Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring this resolution forward and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the chairman of the legislature to request repurposing of a recent New York State home local program for the purpose of providing temporary tenant-based rental assistance for families experiencing financial hardship because of COVID-19.
Okay, what this is that you've probably all seen, and I think we've done a great job over the years. We in fact have hired our own grant writer firm as well, but our current community development office has gone out and won a number of grants in the past. And about 2016, they applied for and were awarded a grant through Housing and Community Renewal to offer some funds, which we then purposed towards veterans. That was about a $600,000 grant through the New York State Home Local Program Funds. That has, the term has expired on when that money can be spent. And about a couple months ago was the deadline. Because all the money had not been spent and our office did request to use that money for other purposes, they had said that that would not be an option. However, the state did offer a new program that they were offering that they would allow us to use this money towards instead of sending it back to the state. This program you'll see here is this tenant-based rental assistance program. These funds can only be used to serve Oswego County residents who are experiencing some kind of unemployment or financial hardship due to COVID-19, and they will only be allowed to be used for 3 months of rental assistance, August, September, and October. And that money must all be spent before the end of this year. One of the items that we as a legislature have discussed through committee was that this money was originally, we had earmarked it for veterans in the first grant. It is our goal and expectation, and actually through communication with our veterans department, the plan is to actively solicit veterans who have been affected by COVID and hopefully be able to use this programming towards those folks. So this is something that we are working internally to solicit those folks who would be interested in it. That program will have an application process that will be administered through our community development office, but with a partnership with our veterans services.
Thank you. Sounds good. Any other discussion? Legislator Shaw.
I voiced my concerns in committee regarding this. If you ask me, this is a safety net for landlords. There's a $100 billion package right now, a stimulus package in Washington for renters, landlords, small businesses. I really think we should do a mass email to the veterans, work with Jamie to put funding out there for veterans. I see this as nothing more than a landlord safety net. I'm sorry. I'm a landlord. Guess what? It's what you signed up for. There's risk and perils with everything. But this should be directed toward the veterans. I have a serious problem with it. I think it should be tabled. There's a $100 billion stimulus coming, another one, and it's not till August 8th. This could easily be tabled.
Legislator Drummond.
Yeah, I'd just like to formalize that in a motion to table, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. On the motion to table. All those in favor?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I didn't hear a second.
Oh,
I second that.
quite a catch. So anyway, there's a motion to table and it's been seconded. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, back to the original. Any other discussion on the resolution? All those in favor?
If I may, just, we should point out that the window for this is very tight. It's earmarked for August, September, and October only. Seeing as this is our July meeting, I urge the adoption and the direction to our community development department to press this with the Veterans Department as quick as possible.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So opposed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Resolution IT-1 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, insurance recovery fund to highway supplies and expenses.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as written, it's an insurance recovery from an automobile accident for sign damage, the amount of $349.17.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution IT-2 by Legislator Walpole.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, insurance recovery fund to repair building property, highway.
Once again, it's an insurance recovery in the amount of $10,639.39 from an overhead door in Paris Drive.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution IT-3 by Legislator Walpole.
Once again, Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, highway department to accept 2020, 2021 extreme winter recovery funds and pay New York funds.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm urging we accept the funds for the extreme winter recovery in the amount of $470,596, as well as the pay New York for the $738,410.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution IT-4 by Legislator Walpole.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number C0420, replacing the oil water separators at the parish and Scribe highway garages.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as written, this is designed to do the engineering and whatnot for the two garages as these were installed at the same time. The one in Parish is in dire need of replacement, and the one in Scribe, as I stated, was put in at the same time, and there's some minor problems with that. We just want to have the engineering done at the same time to begin with.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution IT-5 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The following resolution urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number B0420, Cemetery Road Bridge over Scriber Creek.
As we know, this bridge has been flagged and has been coming for some time. We tried to put it off, which we are unable to do. And there's already the capital project set up, and Phil was able to find us to close out the OTAS money in the amount of $51,260, bringing the county's portion of $136,184 from capital reserve 60.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Resolution FP1 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution of the Legislature of the County of Oswego increasing taxes on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services on occupancy of hotel rooms and on amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is resolution number 48 of 1996. This just carries through as 1%, carries on now, which will bring us to November 30th, 2023, with the 1%.
Thank you. So it's not an effective
It
tax
is,
rate?
it's not, this is not new. This just carries on from 96 to.
Very well. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution FP2 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution extending purchasing freeze in response to COVID-19 pandemic.
Pretty much is what it says. We're just doing a freeze on all purchases through, the only caveat goes through the chairman of the legislature for any important or emergency purchases.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution FP3 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, unappropriated fund balance, COVID response.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is, we're going to move $100,000 into this fund that we created at the beginning of this pandemic so we can track any costs that should pertain to COVID-19, and this should carry us through for a while longer.
Yes, thank you. Any discussion? Legislator John.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to note for the record that these funds with earmarked for COVID response are eligible for FEMA reimbursement. So I just want to make sure
That is correct. That is correct.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution FP4 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Board of Elections, cybersecurity remediation and mitigation grant.
This is a grant of $93,000 that we're going to accept as for the Board of Elections.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution FP5 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office, Homeland Security Grant, Operation Stone Guard for 2018.
We just need to accept the grant for 2018 in the amount of $185,000 change.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Legislator Willer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session for discussions regarding pending, proposed, or current litigation, along with an opportunity to confer with our legal counsel.
Well, that's not a valid, the second is not a valid reason. I would
What's
suggest
the other issue?
information relating to current or future investigation or prosecution of
Thank you.
criminal offense which would imperil effective law enforcement if disclosed.
You gotta give me that before we start the meeting.
Uh,
I'll add that into my motion as well. so.
What do we got?
Yeah.
And if I may, before we go into executive session, I just want to, I missed the report section of the meeting due to the state control room call. I want to report out that there was a fire at the energy recovery facility, which many of you are aware of. The county's insurance has $10,000 deductible on property, and we also have coverage for extra expense and business losses. That facility sells steam as well as electricity and generates revenue, so they're tracking all of those expenses.
Thank you. I will put my motion back on the floor, sir.
We have a motion to go into executive session. Do we have a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to waive the rules for 2 resolutions. One resolution being on a retainer agreement, and the other resolution authorizing the chairman and the sheriff to enter into an agreement.
Thank you. We have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Resolution PS4 by Legislator Wood.
Second. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the chairman and sheriff to enter into certain agreements made from drug forfeiture funds as may be necessary for drug task force purposes.
This resolution just allows the sheriff and the chairman to execute that agreement and get a new appointment for our drug task force.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution GC5 by Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the chair to execute a retainer agreement with the Polish Schnolik PLC regarding an investigation into and any resulting products liability litigation that may result concerning perfluorinated chemicals, PFCs, on county properties.
Okay, I'll go along with what Rich said on this.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. All right, go back to any unfinished business. Any miscellaneous business? Yes, Mr. Trudeau.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time of year, typically, the youth bureau invites the legislators out to Camp Hollis. And we go out there and we have a little picnic, and they give us stones, we see what they do out there. And to that effect, this year we're only going out to Camp Hollis. Not that we wouldn't have been invited, because we would have been, but because of our circumstances. But out at Camp Hollis, they did send us a thank you, big old thank you card here. And what it says inside, it's signed by a whole bunch of the kids. And it says, "Thank you for supporting Camp Hollis." So we've had discussions about this quite a bit. We continue to support our youth bureau out there. And I know that all the members of the youth bureau are pretty thankful, as are the kids. And there's been some feedback that is pretty successful so far with our day camp that's going on out there. And a lot of the parents are very, very appreciative that their kids are going back. And also, it may sound kind of silly to say that, but these kids are being re-socialized again, which is a great thing after having been cooped up for so many months with the COVID. So the day camp is going to continue on. They are appreciative of it. To that effect, they sent this. And on each one of your desks, each of you will find a handy dandy rocks that every year they take these for us and they provide these to us. So you've all got a rock, to the exception of Legislator Gilson, who has a boulder. So if anybody wants to. So there we go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other miscellaneous business?
Mr. Chairman, suggestion that we keep department heads in conference room E, call them in as needed to make room for the public. And is the public notified of what door to use? The main Second Street door should be the main door, not that door, in my opinion. I was confused a few times. Is that in the notice that the Second Street door is locked and you must use the courtroom, court pathway, or whatever that would be called? Is that in the notice?
We don't notice which door to come in, but that's something that we could.
Well, I just find it rather insulting for people to come to a locked door. I mean, I really think it should be part of the notice, and I think the Second Street door should be utilized.
Any other miscellaneous business? Thank you. Looking for the appropriate motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.